Huge firebox, up to 18-hour burn time, 80% efficiency, and the option to add a flamethrower. It's the Lopi Liberty, guys. Let's get into it. Hey guys, it's Sam with Quality Stoves and Spas. Today we're going to be getting into the Lopi Liberty, but just remember, as always, if you're in the North Idaho area or Eastern Washington area, come on down, check out our showroom. We've got a ton of cool stuff to look at, but let's get into this video today. So what is Lopi? If you've seen our 42 Apex video, you were able to kind of see the breakdown that we did, and we talked about how Travis Industries is a bigger umbrella company that owns 3 different branches, or 4, including Fire Garden. It's going to be Lopi, which is their primarily freestanding stove option, Da Vinci custom fireplaces, which is another awesome video, and Fireplace Extraordinaire like the 42 Apex. Today, specifically talking about that Lopi though, we're going to be going into kind of their powerhouse option of a freestanding wood-burning stove. The Lopi Liberty is going to be rated for up to 2,500 square feet, but in actual application, we have a pretty decently sized showroom here, and we feel the heat on this guy. Like walking in front of it, this is kind of one of those gathering places for all of us to kind of link up throughout our day. We always make it a point as we're walking by it to stop and appreciate it. And we see this for 40 plus hours a week. So it still hasn't lost its allure for me personally. It's always gonna be something that draws my eye. All right guys, let's get into those features. So Lopi, with the Liberty, is going to be shipping with your bypass tool. Really convenient when you've got this thing ripping and roaring and all of the metal's hot. You don't want to walk over and touch that bypass, open it up. For a proper reload, to get kind of a nearly smokeless approach, you're going to use your bypass tool. Open the bypass up all the way. So, to get your nearly smokeless reload, you want to crack the door for a second. Let that draft pull all that smoke up the chimney, or most of it. And now, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but there's hardly anything coming out the front of the stove. Big difference if you have the bypass closed. Get that nice in there. And then, always important, to keep that efficiency going, let the stove do what it's supposed to do. You're gonna close the bypass back down. And that is how you reload it. So guys, I kind of briefly touched on the bypass, and we're gonna get into that a little bit. So what is it? It's gonna be on the side of your stove here like we shown before. And what it quickly translates to for your reload is going to be when your bypass is open, the smoke is going to be pulled up the chimney with natural drafting, which is incredibly crucial for a nearly smokeless reload. But what that does, guys, is it makes the stove incredibly inefficient when the bypass is open, and that's by design. When you close your bypass, the catalytic combustor in the stove is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting. It's going to be incinerating and kind of filtering all of that smoke and byproduct to get a cleaner burn up your chimney, which is great. But in a smokeless reload, nearly smokeless, you want to open your bypass so that way the smoke can be pulled up the chimney, because if it is closed, the tendency is for the smoke to want to go out into the room, which nobody likes. So just to remember, when you're going to be reloading, open that bypass back up. Once you're done, to take advantage of how efficient this stove is, go ahead and close it back down. So getting into the features, guys, I mentioned in the bullet points in the beginning of the video, it's a huge firebox. This will fit up to a 24-inch log, and one of the biggest compliments we get on the stove when people walk into our showroom is the really large viewing area, which is awesome. I mean, who doesn't want to see a really big, beautiful fire? The Lopi Liberty 2025 model is going to be up to 80% efficient. So what that means, kind of breaking that down, is the older legacy models don't have a catalytic combustor. So the hybrid term is going to be the usage of reburn tubes and catalytic combusting, in the fact that this is going to boost that efficiency. So what that translates to in a real world level is you're getting the most out of each piece of wood by filtering through and re-incinerating the byproducts that are naturally made in wood burning. So getting into kind of some of the really important add-on features that I think are beneficial, and I've actually got to see real world usage of in our showroom. You can have the green start igniter, which we did a whole separate video on up here. It's literally a flamethrower, guys, in your firebox. So it's 1,400 degrees of hot air. I go through it a little bit more in the other video we have. I definitely recommend watching it. But you can add the green start igniter. You can also add a 400 CFM blower, which we see the impact of in our big showroom here. I can imagine this is going to be kind of a must-have if you have bigger areas or vaulted ceilings. So really important 2 add-ons. If I had a complaint here, guys, this stove doesn't have some of the options that other stoves have, in the sense of the door options. You don't get different colors. You know, you don't get a stainless option, a pewter option. And the legs, you don't have a lot of customization with that. You can't add like a pedestal if you're a pedestal fan. So if I had to have a complaint, it's gonna be that. You know, the features you have here, it's pretty baseline, but again, if I'm picking that apart, that's a pretty good win. So almost all of Lopi stoves are gonna come fully stocked, fully equipped, with the exception of the Green Start igniter and the blower. And what I mean by that is, a lot of other brands, the ash pan down here is gonna be an add-on, where almost all of Lopi's options are just gonna have it standard. So we don't want to open this when the flames are going and the stove is nice and hot. So Caleb, let's go over to our other the Liberty and check it out. So as you can see here, guys, this thing is a nice big old ash pan. Really nice. You don't have to shovel this thing out as much as you would previously without having an ash pan. So when the stove is nice and cool, make sure you take this guy out to a proper disposal. Don't be dumping this in your plastic garbage can, just in case there's anything nice and hot still in here. As always, guys, it's time for the rapid fire recap. Huge firebox, again, massive box. You can put up to a 24-inch log in it. You can pack this thing full, get those nice big long burn times. Beautiful viewing window, 80% efficient with that hybrid technology. It's got the option to add a flamethrower. I mean, that's cool. It's a conversation piece. It's a functionality add-on. It's worth it. You've got your Green Start igniter and your blower options. Comes standard with the ash pan. This thing is loaded and ready to heat your house. So again, come on down to our showroom here in Post Falls at Quality Stoves and Spas. Check out this Lopi Liberty, guys. It's worth the stop. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. We'll see you next time.